Okay, so day 3, we are working on what is their problem. Um, we really want to dig into basically identifying what our ideal client's problem is. Sometimes this could be a current problem, or sometimes it's a problem that we know that they're going to face. When we identify and talk about our ideal client's problem in a way that resonates with them and show them that we have the solution, they're going to be willing to pay for that solution. But more than that, they're going to be willing to reach out to us, and they're not going to be scared because they're going to see that we're the experts and we have the answers that they're looking for. Okay, so what is the problem that they're struggling with? This is, it might be a little problem, it may not be the whole big thing yet. Right now they may be just looking at the future and saying, okay, what are we going to do when this time comes, and it's going to be time to sell the property or something like that. Okay, so do they know that they have a problem? When you're solving a problem that they don't realize that they have yet, you're going to need to describe the problem in a clear way. When you solve a problem they don't realize they have yet, you're reaching them before they've decided that they're ready to buy or sell. So you're going to be piquing their interest, and this will be the best time to make a first impression and position position yourself as an expert before they've talked to anybody else. Okay, so the next thing that you want to think about is, and kind of research a little bit, is how do they talk about the problem? When you know where they're hanging out, like we talked about yesterday, you can kind of listen to their language and learn how they talk about the problem. And if they're not talking about it, like we talked about yesterday, ask questions so that you can get to the bottom of, what things did they feel like they're struggling with, and then create a solution to help others. Okay, what are they thinking about the problem? Are they thinking that they don't know the first steps? Are they thinking that they need help? Are they thinking that with Zillow, they can do it themselves? Are they thinking that they want as much money as possible? Sometimes if it's a buyer, they're thinking that they want a place of their own, or that maybe that they're wasting their money. Are they afraid they don't have enough savings to be able to buy a home? Do they think that they can't figure this out on their own, or they need to figure this out on their own? And do they think that working with a realtor will cost them? Do they think that they can't do this? There's so many different things that people tell themselves when they get in a situation that they don't have the answers to. So we want to be basically the problem solver. We want to figure out this problem so we can have an answer and basically be that guiding light to help them move forward. Okay, and next is, what are they feeling about the problem? Is this something that is bothering them? Is this need urgent? Are they worried that they won't be able to sell, or they won't be able to buy? Okay, so today we're really going to be thinking about the client's problem. I want you to kind of break it down. I want you to think about how they're thinking and how they're feeling about this problem. It's really not, it's kind of like we're just trying to get into their head, and solve what they're struggling with, and basically kind of figure out their pain points, and what is it that they're like, gosh, if I knew this answer, I would feel comfortable moving forward, and when we can kind of get to that, it opens up conversations, because we can sit there and say, okay, if you need to sell this property and you have 10 siblings that you're going to be fighting with, maybe, this is how you handle it, or, something to that effect. But there's there's so many different things, in every situation where there could be a problem, but we want to be the solution, and we want to show them that we have the solution to the things that they're struggling with. And kind of like we talked about yesterday, when we have the resources and, everything kind of set up for those ideal clients, when we talk to them, they know that we are talking directly to them, because they can see that we have basically done our research, like that we are the expert in this area. Do you have any questions, Carolyn?
Let's see, can you hear me today?
I can.
Okay, good. I went to the computer place just in case it was me.
Okay.
So I thought, all right, let me just double check and make sure it's not my computer.
Yes. I think that's wonderful. I felt so bad yesterday not being able to hear you.
Well, I said, well, maybe it's just a setting, because I had picked up a used computer and I thought I was in the same boat as you. So I think I'm struggling with the same thing that you were suggesting to me that I might be struggling with is I don't think there's a lot of groups out there for probate. I do think your problems. I think maybe the resources is probably going to be a good place. But yeah, I was struggling with figuring out exactly what groups. I mean, I found some paid groups.
Okay.
That I'm like, that's not really what I want. So I'm just wondering, like, maybe, do you think like a website or a blog would be?
I would say definitely search, look out there and see what you can find, because, if there isn't something, it would be a great place to create something, so this is kind of one of those things where there are a lot of people dealing with, estates and handling these things. So if there aren't resources that are readily available, then you're kind of in that spot where you could be, I mean, really, truly that guiding light who is, becomes the expert and shows people like, look, you may not be in my state, but I can still kind of help guide you and send a referral to someone who, someone else who could help you, or something like that. But I definitely think that, go to where you can find information, and if that is a blog that someone has, maybe reaching out to them even, and kind of talking with them a little bit and kind of find out, what things, if they've dealt with it, what things are the biggest problems that they've seen, that sort of thing, but I think that it might be a great idea for you to create a group, and I have a video that I've done that can help also with, kind of setting that up and kind of how to get that going, and then basically and then sorry, I think that in the beginning, it's all about the research, you know what I mean, and figuring this out. So while we may not have the answers in a specific group already, we can still go out and start asking questions and, kind of getting those people, like, kind of piquing their interest a little bit and get them talking, and, what I would probably do is maybe even brainstorm some questions, that we could ask that are like, just kind of or you could even do polls, but like, what is the biggest problem that you're facing with dealing with your parents' estate, or, getting ready to deal with your parents' estate, or, something to that effect. But asking some questions, and even if you do that like on your personal profile page, asking those questions, you'll see, people who have maybe gone through it or, are preparing to go through it, I'm sure they'll talk to you, and kind of give you some answers as well. But just ask questions and go, like, if I don't feel like a paid group is probably going to be the best place. If
No,
they're, sorry, go ahead.
no, I agree with you.
Okay, yeah, I think that it's going to be something, if you're going into a paid group, like they're already selling, they're already, doing their thing. So it's probably not going to be the right place. But if you find a place that is even a local, like in our area, there's different ones that are like local mom groups, you know what I mean, or something like that. If you could find a group that is kind of a local group, that has kind of that purpose, not necessarily a mom group, but some sort of just local group, and ask the questions within that group as well, and just kind of ask the things that you're curious about, like how are you struggling, or what are the things that you need to know, or whatever that may be. Do you know someone who's struggling with estates, or dealing with their parents' estate, or do you know someone who's thinking about this, has this like in their future. I know that I'm trying to think, some of my different groups, I see people who are asking questions, and like, I know that I have different friends like on Facebook who post, about their elderly parents and how they're kind of taking care of them, and, stuff like that. And so I know that there are definitely people out there who are, going through things that they're not always talking about. So, kind of giving them an outlet. People love to talk about themselves and what they're going through. So giving them an outlet will help you.
What would you suggest for a name for something like this? Like I have a group that I haven't done a good job with. It's the First Time Home Buyers Group of Connecticut. And I'm
Okay.
ending up with people in a different part of the state than I really do business in. And then I also have a group that I set up, but I haven't done anything really with. It's Selling Your Connecticut Home.
Okay.
But I'm just wondering, should this group have like a different kind of name, do you think?
Well, let me just say that first of all, both of those two groups are great. And I think the first one with your buyers, if they're in a different part of the state, don't ignore them. Those are referral possibilities, so still talk to them, and, kind of teach them what they need to know to buy. And one of the things that I did in mine, I might have mentioned this, I put a video up at the top that is just like, here are the steps that you need to know to buy your first home. And then that kind of it kind of gives them a place where they don't have to come and search me out, to ask questions. Like, the questions are already answered there for them. And then if they have follow-up questions, I'm very happy to help them, but there's that resource there for them. As far as the name, I always, one of my coaches told me, and she said, you want to name it for what it's for and who it's for. So when you look at that, and you kind of answer those questions, that I think will help. I don't like, I love your names for your first two groups, because it doesn't say your name in it. So it's not like, oh, it's Carolyn, and, you should all come join me. Like, people are going to say, like, okay, first time home buyers, that's me, I need to be in this group. Selling my home, like, this is where I should be, that sort of thing. So you want it to be something where people, if they're searching in the search bar of Facebook, they come up with your name, like they come up with your group. if they're searching for an answer to this problem or something like that, or they type in estates or something, you want them to probate an estates, or what I mean, like something, you want them to come to your group and be able to find you.
Okay.
I hope that helps.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay. I think that really truly, as you start to kind of gather information, whether that be from blogs or websites or, wherever, and you start to kind of pull it together, and, if you start putting stuff into a group and inviting people into the group, as you come across them or whatever, even if it's, I mean, even if you go big and said, okay, not just Connecticut, but the whole United States, like, let's just create a group that is about, probate, estates, dealing with these things. And you pulled people in, you would start to, like, your group starts to be noticed by Facebook, and then Facebook will start to recommend your group to other people who are searching for similar things and stuff like that. So it could be very big. It does not have to be. I'm not saying go go and service the whole United States, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do.
So I think that definitely do some research, kind of dig into it, look at the blogs that you've come across, see kind of what topics they're talking about. That may help you come up with questions that you can ask that, might open up conversations with people. And, really, I do like asking, like, what is your biggest struggle? Because that, I mean, okay, maybe not everyone's open to like answering that, but you can always say, message me and let's talk about it or something like that. So it's a little more private and not, just out there. But then again, like I said, people love to talk about themselves. And so give them an opportunity and they will.
Now, outside of Facebook, have you done anything with websites or blogs for yourself?
I had a website a long time ago, and my problem with my website was me. I was not, like, I could not keep updating it. And, like, I was so busy with being in my business that I didn't focus on, working on my business and those tools. So it was kind of one of those things that I ended up, like, I had a website, it looked great, whatever, but I wasn't getting any leads from it because I was, having to send people to the website to basically get the leads. And it was a lot. It was a lot for me. So I basically have gone back to just pretty much exclusively social media, referrals, those kinds of things. But social media for me is really where pretty much all of my leads come from, because it's just I guess it's the easiest place to be in front of a large group of people, and you're not having to send them somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, they're already on Facebook or they're already on Instagram, they're already there. Like, we don't have to get them to go to a website to talk to them. You know what I mean? So for me, using social media is just so much easier and so much more just all in one place that it just makes sense. But, also when it comes to like a blog, I've thought about it. I've been on Active Rain for years, the real estate blog thing. And I, for the life of me, I cannot, like, I'm a talker for sure, but I am not a writer. and sitting down to do those things is just not my favorite thing. So I just don't do those things. I find that if you if you don't like something, you're not going to do it. If you feel like something is a chore, you're not going to continue with it. So you want to find the things that you like and the things that you enjoy.
That makes sense. Yeah, no, it's a challenge. And I have Lion Desk for the for my CRM. And I signed up for their lead pages, although it's not quite as easy as they make it out to be.
Right.
But that might be a good way to be able to give out some of the resources too. If I did like a resource page or something like a lead magnet,
Yep.
I could do something with that to just have it, if somebody wanted it, and do it as a post so that they can click on the link and sign up to just automatically have it emailed to them.
Exactly. And that is something that I love, because then it's just a call to action. If you want this, click here, and it'll give you whatever you need, and it does it for you. So I love that. It sucks when it's not so easy to figure it out, but use your resources, go to them and ask them to teach you if they don't have, videos or something to kind of show you the way. But definitely use that. And I mean, even if it was just a list of, I mean, attorneys or accountants or, whatever the case may be, the different people that they may need in their life to deal with the situation, that would be, I mean, that would be gold, you know what I mean? But giving them steps and things to do, or maybe places to start, like we talked about the other day, kind of auction stuff, or, all these different things that you can come up with. Basically giving them those resources, they're going to look at you and they're going to be like, this is the girl I need to go to, because she's got it together, and that's what you're looking for, I mean, you want people to know you as that expert and to look at you that way. And if you're out there and you're giving people, a list of like resources that will help them, they're going to remember that, and as they go through this process, they're going to remember you.
Okay, that sounds good.
Awesome.
Yeah, and probably like try and do it. I think I like your idea of just a list of attorneys and maybe just a list of accountants rather than like everything, and maybe even the different probate courts and who the judges are, maybe, and the locations.
That could be, I think that definitely kind of giving them some background, as to what the process entails, and kind of how maybe even these are you could simply be like, here's a list of the people you need to know, going through this situation. And that may be something that is, valuable to them, something that they are like, okay, you know what, this is exactly what I needed.
Okay.
If, definitely, if there is, I mean, if you could talk to like a local attorney and talk to them and be like, okay, what are the things, like, what are the biggest questions that people ask you? Or like, what's the one problem that people are like, okay, this is my thing, it's always this, that when they come to you, or whatever, that would be something that, maybe you go on and you talk about, do a live video or something and maybe talk about a little bit. That might be out of your comfort zone, but you can always write about it. You can always do some posts, put together something and kind of go that route. Hi, Sharon.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Doing well.
All right. We are just we've gone through today's, I guess, lesson, and this is today's homework on here. But basically, we are dealing with our ideal client's problem and pretty much trying to break it down and gather data so that we can offer assistance to those people who we are trying to attract to us. So basically, by identifying our ideal clients' problems, we are, I guess the next step is obviously to solve the problem, right? And we're going to do that kind of tomorrow. We're going to work on that. But basically, we're kind of working and breaking it down and trying to determine what is the thing that they struggle with the most so that we can create a solution to that problem. Sorry, the sunshine's coming through my blinds. Anyway, so that we can help them and show them that we're the experts that they're looking for, and they'll come to us as experts, basically.
Okay. Okay.
I know, I have the videos for day 1 and day 2 in the group. So if you have missed those, you can definitely watch those and I can tag you on them if you'd like. I'll write that down, so I will. Okay. Do you guys have, Carolyn, do you have any more questions? And Sharon, do you have any questions?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Well, tomorrow, like I said, tomorrow we're going to be talking about actually solving the problem. Tomorrow evening, shoot, I meant to set up the event last night. So I'm thinking that we'll do it at 3 p.m. tomorrow, my time. So that would be 6 Eastern. Will that work for you? Okay. So tomorrow, in the morning, we'll do the kind of solving their problem. In the evening, it will be what I call my lead generation masterclass, where we kind of go through and we will talk about like how to actually attract these people and kind of how to market to them in order to get them coming to us. And I always open up time at the end for questions and answers. It's probably going to be, about an hour or so. And we'll just kind of go through, a lot of it will be kind of more detailed, getting to the bottom of it kind of stuff so that we can figure out what it is we're trying to say. And then on Friday, we're going to put it all together and kind of create some Facebook posts that we can use all of this information that we've gathered this week to attract these people to us. And then if you guys have any questions, I love to on Saturday, have kind of a just Q&A session where, if there is anything that you guys are like struggling with or going, okay, Corey, this sounds great, but I need this help specific to my situation now, we can do that too. Okay. All right. So if you guys don't have any more questions, we will call it a wrap. And then we'll plan to talk tomorrow, but I'll put the video in the group and then just, you can answer the questions down below. And actually, just so you know, I put in yesterday's video this morning because I couldn't get it to finish processing yesterday. So it finally is done. When I woke up, it says that it was done. But anyway, so the video is in the group for day 2. And then I'll put this one in as soon as it's done processing as well. Okay. All right, guys. Oh.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. I'll talk with you guys soon. You're welcome. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Okay, bye.